And here we are. Here we are. After so long, after having gone to space, gone down into the depths of, well, honestly, the ocean, and into a cave system that led to all sorts of deep mysteries and robots and toxic pear avalanches, and also going to actual avalanches, and basically, wow! Now that I'm thinking about it, we have grown, we have learned, we have gained so much since we have last seen our very first original museum. This poor thing. Oh my gosh. This poor museum. It doesn't even know what's about to happen to it. But we are here for our newest season. Here at 2 Point Museum, at the very original pixel biology museum, the PBM. That doesn't really have a good tone, a good ring to it. I never thought I would actually, be in charge of being the curator of this museum permanently. I thought it was just a starter museum that we were going to move on from. There's something different about how you learn when you realize that also you're going to have to be responsible for your starter, things too. When you know you're going to be responsible for your starter Pokemon, you take good care of it. That kind of vibe. At least with your Pokemon, you don't have to look back and realize, this is a really, oh my gosh, can you imagine how uncomfortable this would be as a bathroom? There's literally people lined up outside. You just have to hide in that little stall while there's a couple people in there, and a really terrible looking bathroom. It's sort of creepy. You can't even dry your hands without having to go back towards the poor person already in the stall. No. And the first thing you see when you come into this museum is a foot. Wow. I'm really proud of us. We've done a lot. We've grown a lot, and we're about to change a lot. And we're also going to be working on The Rest is Prehistory. So welcome back, my friends. We are actually going to have quite a wiggly season because we're going to be bouncing all around the place and bouncing between our different museums. But I do want to peck away at some projects here, some projects there. Never fear, I have not forgotten about Vercanthia, who is our firefighter back over at our science facility that we're training up to level 3 firefighting. Too bad I can't send them over here. But you know who I can send over here? Robots. If we had an expert that we could hire in science, actually. And that's a good segue, sort of, kind of, into perhaps welcoming in an entire new section of our museums. Wow, we've got so much to do. We're about to change this entire place up quite a bit. Oh my word, where do I even begin? I guess we need to start sending some of our janitors who don't even know about the ore mines yet off to go and maybe start gathering some mine metals. Wow, there's gonna be so much happening. Marshmidge Lentils. I forgot how your whole name is just Marshmidge Lentils. If you would like to go and perhaps gather up some of the metal that we need from the mines, that'd be awesome. And we might want to start getting some expeditions going, but I don't even know who we have for expeditions just yet. And we have a couple more janitors that we can send out. Artist Alari, you're repairing something, but we do have Inventor Librarian of Space and Plant Hero Finny, who's apparently repairing something. Okay, Archaeologist Windfallen, if you want to go ahead and head over to the mines, I know they're new, kind of a novel situation we've got going on, but we definitely need to start working on that if we're going to get some robots here. And at this point, can only imagine that the staff would probably be like, robots, what? Yes, are my wonderful staff members. Congratulations. We are indeed about to have a whole bunch of robots come and join the crew. And I wonder if I can even get, how far over can I? Oh, Oh yes, these two connect. Holy moly, I didn't know those two connect. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. We're probably gonna be redoing a whole bunch of this stuff then. But for now, I think we will get these rooms expanded. Let's expand this whole space, and we're going to really have a lot to do. On the one hand, I'm almost not even sure where to begin with how much we're going to start working on. But thank you very much, Marsh Midge, for starting off some of our science harvest, bringing back, wow, that's a huge pile of metal. I'm very appreciative of that. And holy cannoli, Inventor Librarian of Space and Architect Windfallen, the original, not even the clones, but the originals have already returned from their expeditions, gathering up some of the goodies that we're going to need if we're going to blast off into, well, not space, actually. We're not jumping to space just yet. I appreciate the ambition, but not quite yet. Let's see. Marshmidge, if you don't mind, we're going to send you back out. And we're going to gather up a bit more of the metals, maybe some of the other bits and bobs that we need, because I think getting some robots, showing up with robots feels like you kind of start off sort of strong, like a bit of a wink, a bit of a nudge, like, see staff, there's no reason to be concerned about my long absence. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna get a whole bunch of these new rooms down. You're not gonna need to worry about like why we have the training rooms where we do, or why the analysis room is so unnecessarily huge now that I know how this works, but maybe we'll roll with it, because we do have the goal of the rest is prehistory, which I do believe involves attempting to reach the top of the analysis that we can do in prehistory. So that might actually kind of help us out a little bit in a bit here. This is such a tiny, sad bathroom. We're gonna go ahead and move it down here, maybe expand it at least a little bit. And let's see, the expedition crates are already back. Good job, you guys. Jeez. They're like ready for me to get to, oh my gosh, of course they are. There are janitors. They're ready for us to start building robots with the metals that they're bringing back from the mines. Marshmidge, congratulations on gaining a new level already. I guess we can consider this to be kind of like cross-compatibility training between the staff members. I wonder if our janitors could survive a trip down to the golden mines. Only if they're higher than level 15 altogether. Okay, Marshmidge, Lentils. I forgot I left your last name as Lentils. And Gemologist Crystal Alpaca. If you guys would like to take, oh, I don't have a lot of survey scanners just yet, but if you guys would like to go ahead and maybe take a little meander-gander over to the gold mines, we'll see what you can bring back. And then, do I have anybody who could serve? We really would be getting a little bit low on janitorial assistance if we kept going here. But you know what? Let's try. Alari, Librarian of Space, if you two don't mind, if you could also maybe do a bit of a wiggle over to the crystal mines, I'm hoping we'll gather enough of the materials we need that we can hire ourselves a scientist, dun dun dun, to come and assist us with, okay, a robust, like, bookworm prehistory expert is also going to be hired with Space Vance. Space Vance, welcome! I know I haven't done an overview of what our old museum looks like. I wanted to start off a little bit strong with diving in and getting a few of the things that by now we're talented, we know we can get done. So we're going to have you be, how about Oasis, Oasis, or how about Desert? Desert Archaeologist. Because I have an idea. Space Vendance. Space Van. Vendace, even. I always want to add an extra N to your name. But it's because I had a friend named Vance once. With an N. So it's just because I'm, you know, I feel very... Okay, we don't need a scientist who throws up at the sight of somebody being sick, because that's just going to cause a lot of problems, trust me. Let's see. We don't need a family unfriendly person. A botanist with pilot wings and sea legs. Bitter mermaid, your clone is hired. That sounds like somebody who can go and collect a lot of my plants from the marine world for us. So we're gonna have you be, how about island botanist? Let's see, bitter mermaid. You might even be an under the sea botanist. Maybe you specialize in kelp. That would be kind of cool. All right, both of those people definitely sound like they could be helping us out. I'm very happy to get our hands on the crystal moss and dun dun dun, the gold mine gold, because once we find our brand new, wow, that's actually a lot of both of those. Once we find our new scientist, we might be able to, no, I don't want somebody who's family unfriendly and gonna like yell at kids either. I'm not big about that. I'm not a fan of the not being nice to kids thing. All right, so welcome back, everyone. We clearly just like strolled right in and we're just swinging. We're swinging left, we're swinging right, we're swinging upside down and all around, and probably in a loop or, you know, on one of the office chairs, to the point where we really need to make sure we don't hire anybody who has the vomino trait, because if you get a little too dizzy on those on those chairs, you might really run into a little bit of regretsies. A delicate, greedy tour guide. Also not who we're looking for in a scientist, but I guess thank you for applying. And we do have a family-friendly, nimble person. Agent Annie. Agent Annie, I would like to welcome you. I would like to welcome you as, how about the dino dancer? I'm trying to think. The prehistory professor, prehistory, I feel like you would be a great tour guide, is my idea, because if you're really good with kids and you're fast moving, I feel like that would be, I need to come up with like a cool name for what our prehistory tours could be. Dino dancing sounds a little bit dubious. Ooh, how about we have, the running with dinos, or how about the dino run? We'll just go with the dino run tour guide. And Agent Annie, yay! All right, now that you're here, hopefully we'll be able to train you up in how to do tours, and we can get you working on some awesome tours that would make kids really happy. We need to get down some of the large, we don't even have the large donation bins, because welcome. So this is indeed our first museum. We have as the first exhibit that people get to see a foot. It's not even a pristine foot. It's also the right footprint. I didn't realize there was a right footprint and a left footprint till just now. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hey, and there we go. Rapid restoration, eloquent scientist ready to be hired. Hopefully you'll be able to build things somewhat well. And this is going to be the clone of Aslan Rules. Aslan, I love the idea that you were raised at the edge of our oasis, and you're actually going to be, or like maybe you were raised in the labyrinth and you're aware of how the robots work. And what kind of person would robots really like? Maybe, you know, we have chatbots now for people, but maybe robots need somebody to chat with too. Maybe this would be the robot counselor, robot therapist. How about the robot sociologist? There we go. All right, so one of the first very important things that I felt we needed to just dive in and kind of get out of the way is hiring a ton of people to come and start working for us so that we can get the things created that will really, really start making this museum shine. We can get janitors out there. I definitely need to get some mulch so we can have our robo security guards out there. So it sounds like the first thing we're doing is throwing out the old junk with the good old Mulch-O-Matic level 3. I did not expect that to be like our first thing we're doing, but it makes a lot of sense. And let's also start getting some vastly more interesting exhibits in for our new staff to work with, our old staff to work with, and for our guests to enjoy. There are so many prehistory areas we have hardly even poked with a very long stick. We've got so many very much more interesting things that we could possibly find. Oh, including the nature spirits and famous spirits over here. What? And I really want to go to the Stop, Beaten, and Dead Horse area to bring in a ton of the ancient inventions and the edible plants that we might find there. We hardly got a chance to really investigate that. And I think going to the civilization of like where the cave people are from, just absolutely we have to do that. And you know what? I kind of feel like we have a pristine time portal, I believe. I kind of feel like we need to activate our time portal soon before we go to the Stop, Beaten, and Dead Horse area, because I just really feel like that could be kind of important for celebrating like the prehistory people here. Like, I like the idea of not digging up their old dead stuff, but digging up stuff from going through the time portal and visiting with them instead. However, there are indeed some other ancient inventions that we can begin discovering, and we still haven't even gone to the truckle ponds yet, somehow. This unique lake form boasts inky black waters that make for stunning views and terrible swimming. Haven't even gone there once yet. Not once. Apparently it's heat wave season. Why do I always do that? Why do I always want to start going and adventuring to places literally when it's like the heat wave season or whatnot? All right, well, we could instead... Okay, it's snake season. I didn't know there was a snake season. At this point, my jaw's kind of on the ground because it's like, well, for crying out loud, I'm just trying to go out and like get some of these expeditions done. Okay. All right. So if that's the case, we haven't even finished exploring some of these places. Holy moly. I don't even think we can survive. Yeah, we don't have double survival to even go to the Scruffy Bluff. Maybe. And there's Rex Rock with man-eating plants, and we need to be very high level to survive that. And I don't even have a botany expert who's high enough level to go to the herbaceous greens gardens that I desperately want to go to. This is where I'm blinking really heavily right now and kind of considering the circumstances of life that have brought me to this setup. Okay, so I think there's also the Primordial Soup Kitchen and the Must End with dinosaur bones. Hermit Hills. We'll go to... Okay, I don't have a prehistory expert with survival skills. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to be honest. If we don't have some survival skills, it's not going to end well. Let's go to the Truckle Ponds, even though we risk, the whole heat wave thing, because I think Explorer Gizmosi Chaos might really enjoy being able to get out for a little bit, maybe? Maybe... Okay, Explorer Vuskri, if you have a dull personality, no offense, you probably definitely... Oh, wait. We do have somebody with double survival skills. No way. But we don't have somebody with double pilot wings. Okay. It's our very first museum. Like returning to that early sandbox, helping us remember, oh, wait a second. There are indeed a few problems of things we need to deal with here. Explorer Vuskri, I think we're going to give you the observation ability, and we'll start working there. And you know what else we'll start doing? Can I go to the... I can go to the Lower Antique Archives! Oh my gosh! I would be so happy if I could do that. I need more science experts. I would love to be able to rebuild that like puppy down there, because it's been forever since I've been able to go there. And we do have a plant photographer who we could send out to go ahead and collect with our little garden gloves some of ye olde good pears, because you know what, if we've gotten this far with our pears, and those toxic pears have been such a focus of our life for so long, might as well just carry on for a little bit. All right, I guess while we're also over here, we could get the Floating Hopes Reef a little breeding vase so that we can have our fish having some new fish babies. That being said, we definitely need to rearrange some things over here. Wow, it's so cute. Because I know a lot of people tend to get a little bit snippy-ish, or, you know, just judge themselves a lot for the early beginnings of what they used to have. But I really am proud of how much we did, even though we didn't know a lot about how to run any of this. Look at how sad this gift shop looks. We have so much we can improve, and we can do it heckin' quickly now. And I think that it's more fun to really pat ourselves on the back for what we can accomplish than get all fussy at ourselves for, you know, just the way things currently are. And let's see. I really think I need to get myself some space, science, and supernatural experts to come and work with us. And it would be really great maybe to have somebody who has a little bit of marketing talent, such as one of the clones of Troubling Times. Welcome back. You are going to be, how about, how about our social media, or how about our social, or how about like viral vid? How about our, oh my gosh, you're gonna be a vlogger. Though, oh heaven help us, like heavens help us if you're gonna be a vlogger, Troubling Times, and you're going to be kind of like our PR person. If you don't mind, maybe like keeping your phone in airplane mode for a little bit or something until I can make this look nicer. I think that's only gonna help us all in the end. Oh, we have so much to do. We do need to also look for, oh my gosh, it's a family-friendly marine life tour guide. Blaze Quakes, welcome! Oh my gosh, I think that you're going to be, how about ocean tour guide? Because that's just way too useful a set of skills to pass up. And then we've got a delicate science person. I think do we need an analytical science person? Or just a general science person? I need one who can survive the wilds, to be honest. One who can just get in there and be ready to like wrestle with wild pears. Also, I still don't have, oh Siri. Bless your heart, Siri. We still don't have the donation stands down. And can I close some of these donation stands, or do you just have to like sell them when they're full? And I would really love to get some of our robots in here as well, when we can. And Plant Hero Finny, hi! Oh, heck, it's been a while since we've gotten around to like all of this. And we've got our Mulchamatic level 3. Boy, I'm really glad that I just remembered that we're about to have some of the botany that we can actually mulch up start showing up too. All right, we'll tuck that over here. People are probably going to go absolutely bonkers about that because it's going to be one of the most interesting things here. Especially because it's like bright and shiny and new compared to everything else we've got. And do we have a spare plant in our pockets that we could possibly mulch up just to start showing people how it works? No. However, aha! Good job, plant photographer. Maybe that's how we can begin. These are, dang it, it's a pristine one. Shucks. We're gonna have to keep it. we can't blend up like just a good boy, like doing its best mulchy pear when it's done nothing wrong and it's only surviving. Let's see, can I put a little small heater like next to it? There you go, little friend. You're gonna be how about we'll add a little buzz to this guy, and then when it comes to our mulch-o-matic, we'll add, how about, grubbiness is not really the thing, it's the corrosion. How about we get a little experience for our staff members who work with that. And also maybe we'll move the helicopter a little so it's not quite on top of everybody. Oh my gosh. All right, well friends, it's a wild start. Somebody who already has a little bit of analysis and is robust. You know what? I'll take it. That sounds like a good extra scientist to have on hand with Little Elf. Little Elf, it's one of your clones. And I think that you might be, how about paratoxologist Little Elf? We just hired a ton of new people to come in and to become part of the adventures that we have here at what I'm a little nervous to admit is our... I mean, we're gonna make this work, I'm sure. We just need to kind of put a little more effort into it. And we'll also get our Robo Charger. Do I want to get a Charge Master 3 going now? I don't know if we're gonna have that many robots to start with. So we'll get the Charger 3 started. And we'll send out another researcher to go and collect more of those pears that could be a little bit, you gotta worry about them just a touch. There we go. And then we will have gone and we will have started what can only become chaos, I'm sure. But at least we can start like sorting everything out, maybe getting some people over here to see the pears. We'll start reordering everything. I think we'll put the helicopters over here for now, since now I know that we can clear out all of, okay, I said clear out all these trees and then I immediately regretted that idea because I love the trees. The planters can go though. I mean, the poor things were just trapped in a little tiny box. That's like a beta fish in a tiny jar. You just gotta treat your plants right, you know? All right, maybe not that extreme, but you know what I mean. All right, and then I'll have to wait for that to come back to expand this area a little. And I was planning on expanding the training room just a touch, because I have a feeling we have a lot of new things to teach our staff. And we're gonna want another donation bin over here probably. And it is that glorious drop in and pick your like choice of chaos for what we can upgrade, what we can go ahead and expand. I can't believe we were trying to like keep this little empty courtyard of nothingness intact. I'm so glad we have learned like a lot about how we can make all of this better for everybody. Literally everybody involved. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a lot better once we really start working on it. And honestly, we only need one training room, so we can even bring in some of our money and clear that up too. Hey, and at this rate, we'll be able to expand where we have a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna work out great. We just have to tear the whole thing down first. Yep, typical day. Typical day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.